This conference will now be recorded.
Can anyone confirm? Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Yes, sir.
Yes.
okay. So in the last session, we discussed about SCCM sites and site roles. So in SCCM, we have three sites: central, primary, secondary, and then we have somewhere around 12 to 13 roles available, right? And then we discussed about the hierarchy in SCCM. The central will be sitting on the top of the hierarchy, then primary, then secondary. Then we discussed about the hardware and software configuration, what is needed for for a server to become a primary site server. And we discussed about what all things SCCM can do. What are the uh, basic things which SCCM can perform. These are the basic tasks. Then we also discussed about lab, right? So who are going with Azure and who are going with local lab? Can you tell me, please?
Asif, I am going for Azure as of now, but I
Who
have.
is this? Can you say your name first?
Sorry, this is Jaswinder,
Jaswinder.
and I'll be going with
Jaswinder.
Azure as of now. But I have tried to arrange a desktop as well on my desk in my office. So my request
Okay.
if I can do that over there as well.
Now, iSize, right? iSize. Is that correct? Uh, or
Yes,
can I take
Isaiah,
last
yes, sir.
iSize? Okay, iSize. Sorry, if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. You are going on local setup, right? Local setup. Okay. Who else?
Sir,
Rakesh?
myself, yeah, myself Rakesh. So
Hmm.
now I am also sir Azure because I have 8 GB RAM and
Okay.
i7 processor. So maybe later, like after 1 week or like 10 days, I can replace 4 GB. I can increase 4 GB RAM also. Then I can set up in local later, sir.
Oh, okay. Fine. Um,
Yeah,
Yeah,
hi
it's
is
Kasif.
Yogesh.
Mohan
I'm
here.
going for.
Mohan? Mohan?
Yes, I'm also going for Azure.
Azure. Okay. And Yogesh?
Yeah, I'm also going for Azure.
Azure. So Mohan and Yogesh. Thank you everyone for the details. Is anyone pending or all done? I think all done. Just Mohan, Yogesh. Okay, fine. Now I sent one email to you guys yesterday for people who are going on Azure and local lab setup. Did everyone get the email?
We got it for Azure, and we have created the account on Azure. This is Jaswinder.
Jaswinder, you did it. Okay, very good. And who, apart from Jaswinder, who created the account?
Kashif, I didn't get any email from you, but I have an account for Azure.
And who is this?
Mohan.
Mohan. Okay, so you already have an account on Azure, right?
Yes, yes,
It is it like free account or your company account?
yes, yes, yes. No, no, free account.
Do you have credit?
Yes,
13,300.
yes,
And
yes.
when did you create it?
25th of September.
Okay, 2 days back.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Yogesh,
I didn't get any.
sorry.
I didn't get any mail.
Okay.
I have not yet.
Uh, Rakesh.
Sir, from your side, I am also not getting.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Let me send the email right away to you guys. Send Azure So I'm sending the email, and I says, do you have the local lab setup download link?
Yes, sir. I
Yeah,
downloaded all
yeah.
the files you wanted me to send.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll
Asif, can you
forward
send
that.
us the local setup link as well? Jaswinder here.
Sure. So Rakesh, what's your email
RK
address?
RKMCIT, sir. Yeah, that one.
This is the one.
Yes.
And you who did not receive? Yogesh. Yogesh, can you give me your email address?
Yogesh Magar 92.
Yeah, Kashif, me as well. Mohan.
Okay, but you got it right. Forward. What's your email address? Mohan.
Mohan.kr.mandal. Yes. Yes, this one.
Okay, guys. So for local lab setup, I'll be sending the email to you guys later on. Uh, so I'll make who is going to create the account, but you guys need a credit card and a phone number which you have not, which you have never used before to create your previous Azure account. So Yogesh, are you gonna create the account now,
No, actually,
or you
I'm
will?
on phone.
Okay, fine. I'll make Mohan as a presenter or Jaswinder as a presenter. Okay. Okay, guys. So everyone can see here. This is Azure portal, wherein we have when we subscribe with Azure, we get $200 credit, somewhere around 13,300 Indian rupees, right? So 200, this 3,000, 13,300 credit we will utilize in the next 30 days to use Azure resources like building up servers, creating virtual network. So whatever you use in Azure that is chargeable, okay. Some services are free, but most of them are chargeable, and it is charging on hourly basis, like electricity bill, okay. So if you use a server for 10 hours, it will charge for 10 hours. If you use it for 1 hour, it will charge you for 1 hour. So we'll have to utilize it properly so that we can use for the next 30 days. Once we are done with the session, we will stop the servers so that that server hardware can be allocated to somebody else, and we will not be charged during that time when we are not using it. So first of all, what we need, we have to let me share my screen first. I'll just give you a background what we are going to do. So MS Paint. Now in Azure, you have multiple data center. So let's say one data center in US. Everyone, please put yourself on mute, and those who wants to speak, you can unmute yourself and speak. So suppose you have, uh, in Azure, multiple data centers are available in multiple region, multiple location. So let's say this is gonna be Central US. There's gonna be East US, Canada data center. Okay, Canada East or Canada West. Then we have Southeast Asia. Okay. Similarly, you have multiple, I think there are somewhere around 20 to 25 data center available in Azure. You can choose which one is the closest to for you, or which gives you good functionalities. So that depends on you. What we are going to do is we'll choose two data center. Okay, I'll show you why two data center. Now on let's say it's gonna be central US, and this is gonna be east US. These data centers are located in two different regions geographically. I'll create, first of all, I'll have a, in this data center, I'll have a space. Okay, so that is called resource group. Okay, and in this resource group, I'm gonna create a virtual network, right? We call it VNet, VNet 1, and resource group 1. And then we will put domain server there, database server there, and SCCM primary site server there. These are the three computers. We'll keep it in central US, and we'll join all these computers to the virtual network 1, right? Now central US job is done. I have all my servers up and running. Now in one data center I can create 4 machines. Okay, that depends on you, how much you know the memory and processor you can use, but maximum you can use a 4 core processor. So if you use 1 core processor for each computer, maximum you can use 4 computers. You can create 4 computers there in free trial. In another subscription like pay as you go, you can create as many server as you want, but we are using free trial, so in one location we can have 4 core processor. Either you utilize 4 core processor in one computer or 4 different computers. Now so central US has 3 computers. Now we'll move to east US, and similarly we'll have a resource group here, resource group 2, and we'll create a virtual network. These are actually Azure things. This is nothing to do with SCCM, but to get the infrastructure ready on Azure, we have to perform these things. Okay, or you can build a 4 server here and one client, 3 servers and 1 client computer in central US and do all the practicals. But I just want to simulate it as a production environment. So in SCCM, when SCCM is built in the production environment, you have offices spread out geographically, right? You will have to have connection between 2 different offices. So that's the reason I prefer using, doing like this and simulating like a production environment. So in East US, we will have a server and a client computer. You may have one client computer here as well. That's okay. So this client computer will be connected to this, and this server secondary site, and this is gonna be a client computer. So let's say this is going to be domain controller. There's gonna be DB database, and this is gonna be SCCM primary site. Okay, and this is gonna be Windows 10 client computer, Win 10. This is gonna be SCCM secondary site, not primary, secondary site. We'll have only one primary site, and Windows 10. This is also a Windows 10 client computer. So this kind of setup will have in two different data center, but you see currently there is no connection between these two data center. I cannot connect my servers which are present in central US data center to the servers in East US data center. So there is no connection between these two data center. So I'll have to create a VNet connection, VNet to VNet connection between VNet 1 and VNet 2, right? To do that, I'll let you know what all things I need. I need a virtual gateway, and then I need virtual switch. Similarly, I will have to have a virtual gateway here and a switch, and then I'll create a VNet to VNet connection, which I'll show you later. But first of all, discuss about, we'll be creating the setup of this one. Later, this one will be done later on. First, we'll create a resource group, then virtual network, then all these 4 computers: database, domain, SCCM, and a client computer. So we'll be doing the setup for a resource group 1 first. Later on, we'll do the setup for resource group 2. Understood? Anyone has any question for this?
What about
Anyone?
central?
Hmm?
What about central site?
Central site?
Yesterday, yeah,
We are
yesterday you
not,
have shown us three types of SCCM servers, right?
right.
Primary, secondary, and a
Yeah, we are not doing central site here because central site is needed only in the company where you have more than 100,000 devices. So there are very few companies wherein central site is used. So
okay.
there's no point using central administration site here. The primary site is the one where everything, all the companies have primary site. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, sir, Rakesh here.
Yes.
Rakesh here, sir. Sir, I have one question. Like here, we are creating for three server, right? For in primary side. Hello.
In central US data center, we are creating 3 servers, one domain
Okay, three.
controller,
Yeah, sir, three server.
secondary.
So maybe it's so here needed for three server or like one server also we can install like all the three things like domain control and CCM and that is my question, sir. We can create like
Yeah,
one server also in a we can all three
we can do that,
or
but
okay.
that is not a good example. I'm trying to simulate it as a production environment. In production, you keep it everything separate, right?
Okay. But in if I'm working suppose in real time environment, so there is like a separate server or like one server they are creating everything. So that
Separate.
I want to
Domain
know.
control. You will never find a company where domain controller and database and SCCM is put together. You will
Okay,
never find. So
okay,
normally what the scenario is, domain controller is separate, SCCM is separate, and database is separate on 3 different servers. Some companies are doing domain controller separate and database and SCCM together. Got
okay.
it?
Got it, sir. And VNet one means like virtual network we have to create.
Virtual network.
Okay.
So this is for Azure setup, guys. Now uh, for local setup, what we have to do, um, we'll create a virtual network. So in local, we have limited options actually, and we'll create a couple of virtual machines. Okay, so we'll have Windows 10, then DC, domain controller, DB, and we'll have SCCM primary site, and all will be connected to this. network. That is the local setup. We don't have options to take local to a different location. So for local, you can download this Oracle VirtualBox, which I have downloaded, and you build the servers, which I'll show you later. First of all, we'll set up the Azure thing. So I'll make you as a presenter, Jaswinder, and we'll
Okay.
do the configuration there. So I'll make you presenter. No, Jaswinder, make presenter.
Here I go.
Okay. So everyone, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So at the left hand side, we have resource groups. So click on resource group. Now, first of all, we have to create a resource group in a data center. So click on add, and now resource group is gonna be RG1, resource group 1. Okay, number 1. So free trial central US is fine. The location of the data center is fine. Create. That's the first resource group. You can create RG2 in a different location then. So RG2, take Canada East and create. And refresh the page. Okay, so 2 resource groups are ready now. Now let's create a virtual network. And click on add. Now the network is going to be VNet1.
Space.
Address space. Now we have to give the class A, B, C address here. I'll take class C, that is going to be 10 dot um,
170
let's take 16.0.0. Oh, /24. You need to take /24. Okay. So this comes under networking, guys. So central US and RG1, go down and put subnet default as subnet 1. Now the range, IP range in that class C address. So we'll take 10.16.1.0/32. So I can build no 24. Sorry, 24. I can have yeah
256.
256 computers. What happened? Yeah, well, the subnet is not
Zero.
contained within the address space.
It should be 0
The
or 0.
address is wrong.
No, no, no.
0
Go up.
zero.
Go up. Oh, 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 oh. Wait a minute, guys. I have written it down somewhere. Give me 1 minute. Because we can create like this 0.0, but normally what happens to make a connection between VNet to VNet, you have to provide a specific class address and range there.
/28 /30 is also sufficient. You just need 1 or 2 IPs for it.
Give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh, understood. So go up, guys. Jaswinder, and take 16, 16 instead of 24. Take 16, and below take go down and type in 10.16.1.0.
You are taking B class, sir, right?
Yeah.
16 is dot class B or what, sir?
Sorry.
Plus,
Slash 16 is class B.
No. You have class A, B, and C, right, in networking. So class A is like you have
Slash H.
actually, yeah, wherein you can build maximum computers in class A. Class C is the lowest one, I think.
Okay,
That's
okay.
it. I have a description. If you want, I can send that to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so click create. So in this range, I can create 256 computers.
so what is the
Got it?
difference between address range and the address space?
Address space is the top level one. You see on this, you can distribute how many? 65. Go up. 65,536, right? So this space supports up to 65,536 IP distribution. And in that, I'm just creating one subnet. You can have multiple subnets in that address range.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
So
Create.
click create. Yeah. Okay, can you refresh again?
Got it.
Okay. Now the network is ready. You will have to create virtual machines now. So let's go to virtual machine section. So the virtual machine name, it's gonna be, first one is domain. Go down to CPU and 8 gigabyte. We don't
Yeah.
need 2 CPU 8 gigabyte. So change it to less, change size. Click on vCPU on the top.
Which one?
Next to right click, right hand side of family, you have vCPU. Sort with vCPU.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
choose 1 CPU and 3.5 RAM.
This one. DS1.
Yes, yes.
Uh, this image will be Ubuntu or we should change it to
No,
Windows.
no. Windows Server 2012 R2 data center. Don't take 16 because that does not work good in 1 CPU and 3.5. It needs more memory and more processor. Okay. Now the username is gonna be uh, Jaswinder, and put your password there.
Okay.
It's not gonna take the password.
Your password must have three on one lower one. Upper. So now the value must be between 12 and 72 letters. 12 letters.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Inbound port tools.
Now you need to connect to this box remotely, right? So you need to enable a port, RDP port there. So click on allow selected port and choose RDP, and go next.
Nothing. Why is your only
Nothing.
access? Next disk.
Premium disk is fine. Next. Now it's gonna be connected to VNet 1, subnet. That's fine. RDP port is enabled. That's good. Next, management. Boot diagnostic. If you choose boot diagnostic, it will charge you for that diagnostic as well. I'll just turn it off. Next, next. Nothing. Next. So it's gonna charge you 8 rupees 32 paise per hour if you keep this server turned on for 1 hour. Click on create. Now, similar to this, you need to create two more servers. One is database, the other one is going to be SCCM. So let's go back to virtual machine again.
It is still deploying.
Yeah, no worries. Just click on virtual machine
Add.
and click on virtual machine again and add. This is going to be database. Use the same username and password. Sorry.
Same server
Yes.
and same
Change the
capacity.
size, 1 CPU and 3.5, because if you, yeah, I think that was changed. Yeah, 1 CPU and 3.5. Same username, same password. Next, next. Turn off the, just click on review, create, create. One more server. Why this pop-up comes again and again?
Don't know.
Now, this is gonna be SCCM PS, primary site. Yeah, you don't need to click on change site because it automatically comes in. Yeah, okay, go down. Same username and same password.
Same hard disk SSD.
Yeah, next, next. Yeah, allow this RDP. Turn off and click on review and create. Now one more computer is gonna be Windows 10 client computer. So you type in there client 1. Windows 10 will be client 1. So click on drop down. Yeah, never save. Yeah. Win 10. Take no, take the old one because we
Settings just
may
in stable
update it.
USB 03.
Go down. Go down. Click on browse all images and disk. Search client. Type in client there. Look for Windows client. Do you have Windows client? Or in the search box, type in Windows client. Yeah. Uh, no, just type in Windows 10 or something. Windows 10.
This one.
Good. Windows 10. Can you type in Windows 10 in the search box? Hmm. Take Windows 10 Pro N version. Pro N below. Yeah, take that one.
What's the difference between Pro and just the ordinary Pro one?
That this one does not need high performance. It runs on one core processor, but the other one needs two core processor. That's what the difference I have seen so far. Can you change the size, please?
Yeah, just
One core processor and
even 1 GB RAM is sufficient for this, right?
yeah, one no, 3.5 gigabyte. Okay, the difference between just Pro and N Pro. In N Pro, you don't have Window Media Player and other technologies pre-installed like Window Media Player, music, videos, video recorder, and Skype. As per the standard of Europe, they have created this N Pro. Got it?
Yeah.
That's what the website says. And the other version has all those video and Window Media Player, music, videos, video recorder, Skype available already pre-installed. That's what the website says. That's the website. So all of them are created in RG1 resource group, Central US, and all of them are connected to one virtual network. So let's go to virtual network at the left hand side. Very good. So it's connected to virtual network. Now let's go back to virtual machine and right click on domain and turn it on or connect. Right click on domain and connect. Download. Open. Open with default here. So you got a public IP 23.99.190.65 and you are connecting it through RDP, remote desktop connection, with the username and password which you have created. So click on more choices and choose Jaswinder. Use different here, Jaswinder, and your password. Click yes. Okay, so this is domain computer. We just gave it a name, domain, but we have not uh, done any configuration yet. So this is not acting as a domain controller. So we'll have to make it as a domain controller first. We'll choose a domain name and we'll also put DNS here so that all our computers can communicate and talk to each other. So let's do some configuration first. Go to local server at the left hand side. Now you see at the right hand side it says Windows update, install updates automatically. We don't want automatic update from internet. We want it from SCCM. SCCM will do the patching and making sure the computers are up to date. So click on change setting and change, never check for update. Either you do it manually on each computer, or you can create a group policy and deploy it to all the devices. Okay, now close this. Now the second thing is which says IE enhance security, which is on at the moment. Turn it off to go out to the internet properly. Otherwise it will keep on prompting you, do you really want to add the go to the website? So you will have to add the website first and then you can go out to the internet. The third thing is Ethernet. It is having IPv6 as well. We don't need V6. IPv4 is fine. Just remove V6 and make sure you don't touch IPv4. Otherwise, you will not be able to connect to this computer anymore. Yeah. Close it and refresh on the top. Okay. Now you need to do this in all the computers. Later on, you may do that. Now we need to make this computer as a domain controller. So domain controller is a prerequisite for SCCM. So click on manage, add rules and features, next, and next, next, and choose second option which says Active Directory Domain Services. So this is the uh, This is the role which will help you to make a server as a domain controller. This is a prerequisite. We have to install this one first. Next, and install. Yeah, next, and install. Now, in the meantime, you connect to other boxes, and can you check the IP address of this computer? Open command prompt and do IP config. Pin it to the taskbar. Yeah, IP config. The IP is 10.16.1.4,
4.
right? And do IP config all. Now you see it is connected to a different DNS server. What is the DNS server? 168.63.129.16. We don't need this DNS server. This is uh, an internet one, right? We'll have to create an internal DNS, and this server domain will be our DNS server as well. So let's copy the IP address
16.1.
10.1.16.1.4. That's the DNS, that's the IP address of this computer, and this computer will become the DNS as well. So let's go back to Azure portal, minimize this, the server, minimize the whole server, and go to Azure portal and go to virtual network. And click on yes, VNet, left click on VNet 1, and you have DNS servers. And you see currently all the computers are having this Azure provided DNS server. We don't want Azure provided, we want internal DNS. So we are creating an internal DNS server. This is the IP address of the internal DNS server. Next, save. Once you do that, go back to the domain controller. Yeah, and go to server manager again. That's already open. Server manager. Now you see this role is installed successfully, and you have option to promote this server as a domain controller. So click on promote this server to a domain controller. That's the link there. Yeah. Now this wizard will help you to create a domain controller. Now we don't have any existing domain or forest. So we'll choose the third one, add a new forest. And the root domain name is going to be anything of your choice, but I would suggest take lab.com, the simple one. So this is our domain name. Next. The functional level of this domain controller will be Windows Server 2012 R2. That's fine. It is going to be a domain controller. It is going to be a DNS server as well. So we'll leave that checkbox checked. Global catalog by default it will come. It's not a read only domain controller. That's the reason it is unchecked. Password. This password is needed when the domain controller is crashed and you are restoring the domain controller, as that at that point of time the password is required. So same password you can put. Don't put a different one. Just to keep one password for everything. Next. You don't uncheck this box. DNS delegation is not required. Otherwise, you will have to give the credential. We have one credential for DNS as well. So next. Now the NetBIOS name. NetBIOS name is a technology, outdated technology from Microsoft. This is a program which helps multiple computers to talk to each other, which is already replaced by DNS. So in case if you don't have DNS, then you can communicate, the computers can communicate using NetBIOS name. So we'll leave that as it is. Next. Next. And this is the summary what you have chosen so far. Click on next and install. All prerequisite passed successfully. We have some warning messages like static IP is not there. That's fine. You can ignore this warning. Install. So this is creating the domain controller. So that's a prerequisite. You have to have a domain controller. Now you need to connect to all other computers and do the configuration what we have done here. You know, the IE enhanced security, turn off automatic Windows update, turn that off, those things, and then restart them. Can you connect to other boxes, please? So Windows update, change it to never check for update. IE enhance security and turn off the IPv6. Disable that one.
Next what?
Sorry.
Next.
Yeah, can you refresh? Done. Now
Yes.
restart this computer.
And the other one as well.
Your voice is low.
This one as well, should I restart it or it is still happening?
Which one? Domain?
Domain control, yeah, it is still happening, I
Domain
suppose.
will get restarted automatically.
Okay. So we go to
Now connect to SCCM server.
so this I need to switch it off over here as well for SCCM server.
Yes, yes. Because if you don't do it, what will happen? It will get updated automatically, and since this is an Azure server, they are frequently updating the computers. So you will not have any patches from SCCM in to deploy. All computers will be up to date. So I will not be able to show you the patch deployment then.
Okay.
Refresh and restart. Okay, so the computers are restarted. I think domain is also restarted because I don't see RDP icon there in the taskbar. Now right click on each domain first and connect and check if the domain controller is ready or not. Now this time you need to join it, log in with the domain account. Now lab/Jaswinder, because you created a domain controller. So make a note of this user. Okay, so I think your password is not correct. Okay, so this
Yes.
computer, sorry. So this is now acting as a domain controller now. So just click on tools on the right hand side, Active Directory users and computer. And click on at view on the top and click on advanced feature. Okay, so currently we have not added any computer to the domain. Okay, we have not joined any computer to the domain. So let's connect to database SCCM and client computer, connect to them and join them to the domain. So any questions so far, guys? What we have done? So we have created three servers and one client computer, and did the basic configuration like turning off the Windows Update and IE enhanced security, IPv6 disabled. Jaswinder, you cannot connect with the lab because we have not joined this computer to the domain. Okay, and now we have created a domain controller and joining all the computers to the domain now. Any question, anyone, or any confusion? No one? Okay,
No.
so this is the database computer. Database has to join to the domain, so click on local server. Every computer should be a member of the domain, so work group, change, click on domain. Lab.com is our domain, and give the account which has domain admin privilege to join a computer to the domain. Click OK, click OK, OK, and
Yes.
restart now. So you can,
SCCM server as well.
yes, all of them which are database, SCCM, and client computer, all three will have to be joined with the domain. Now I want you guys to, are you all on WhatsApp?
Yes.
Um,
Yes,
everyone is
Yes,
on
sir.
WhatsApp?
yes, yes, everyone.
Okay. I
Yes.
am gonna give you my mobile number so that I can create a group for you with everyone. So 9892
Just a second.
235 4331, and the country code is +91
9
9892354. I just sent it on the chat window on this GoToMeeting chat. So if you guys can send me a hi message, I'll create a group, um, WhatsApp group, so that we all are connected. I'll be sharing the document and the class time and everything. We will be in sync. Can we register a DLL from command line? Yes. Okay. Is everything, is every computer joined to the domain yet? Change.
Kashif, is it okay for me to start building the domain controller on the VM
Sorry, your
locally?
voice is low. Can you little bit louder, please?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it okay for me to start building the domain controller locally on the VM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So have you joined all the computers to the domain, Jaswinder?
The client machine is still uh, supposed to be joined.
Fine, no worries. Just minimize this client machine. Okay. Can you go to the domain controller? No, it's already connected.
Yes.
And go to computers there.
Yes, I can see databases and SCCM over there.
Okay. So um, we have joined database SCCM, and I would like you to go to Windows 10 computer and join that to the domain as well. Now, in the meantime, I'll connect to Isaac's computer and help him do the local setup. Isaac, I'll make you presenter, okay?
Sounds good, yeah.
I just sent you the request.
Okay.
So it is giving me an error when I'm trying to join the client machine. Says an
Okay,
active directory domain controller for domain lab.com could not be contacted. So where am I going wrong? The domain controller is up.
can you turn off the firewall on client computer and try again?
Okay.
Isaac, can you share your screen, please?
Yeah. I'm trying to share it, and then it says click open store below, add to Chrome.
Add to Chrome. Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna add the extension in Google Chrome.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep. Adding the extension right now. Okay. Extension has been added. And I'm going to be sharing the main screen. Okay.
Okay.
There. And
Okay, I can
I
see
have the
your.
VM up.
Okay. I think you have done all the setup already. Very good.
Yeah,
Ah,
up to I haven't promoted it to a domain controller yet, but I installed it.
ah, okay. Are they all communicating to each other, pingable from each other?
Oh, I've only done the domain controller so far. I got
Okay.
to create the other VM stuff.
Other VMs. Okay. So
Yeah.
so what you have to do is to create two more servers. One is
Yep.
going to be your SCCM primary site, and the other one is going to be a database, right?
Yep.
And client computer, Windows 10 or Windows 7, whatever it is, and all of them should be domain. So you promote it as a domain controller, this one. And what name have you given to it? I think you will have to change the name as well because it generates a random name. Can you log in here? I'll guide you what you need to do.
It's funny because I'm trying to go in. I forgot what the shortcut is to get into. I'm trying to.
Uh, Click on VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox. The icon on the taskbar. On the taskbar you have
Oh, on the
icon.
taskbar. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
and click on the other one. Other one. Yeah, click
Oh,
on that. Yeah,
okay. This one over here.
yeah. Now, right click on this Windows Server 2012,
Okay.
and you have option to rename it.
Oh, okay.
Mm,
Maybe in settings.
Settings. Yeah, settings.
Yep.
Uh, okay,
Maybe
you
because
can't
it's
change the
on, I
name.
gotta turn it off.
Maybe. Okay, fine. No worries. We can change the name later on. Um,
Okay.
what is the memory and processor you have given it? Can you click on system?
I give it 2 gigs.
And how much memory total you have in the computer?
I think I got like 100 available.
100 gigabyte?
Yeah.
No, you have
Oh, no,
16
80,
gig.
80 now.
Okay, so that's the hard disk. Okay. Fine, 1 TB. That's fine. That's okay. Um, Minimize it.
How big? Because I gave it a 50 gig space hard drive. Is that too big?
Hard drive is fine. 50
Okay.
gigabyte is fine. And it is dynamic. It is not gonna consume all of them in one go. It will keep on increasing when it is utilized till that point of time.
Oh,
Otherwise, it
okay.
will. It's a dynamic one. Okay, so close this.
Facing the same error with the client machine after switching
No,
off.
no worries. You restart the client machine and try again. Um, you have to be change the name, rename. Okay. Go to this one. The server. The
The server. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And close this. Just close this two box. Two. No, 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 no. Yeah, below you have yes, and close that. Right. Press Control or Delete.
It does it for my local machine.
Okay, and come. Okay. Um, close this. Close
Close it.
this. Yeah.
Power off
Save
the
the
machine.
machines and no, 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 no. Don't save this machine state.
Okay.
Click on save this and click on OK. Yeah. I think you will have to press Control and what is the key shortcut key? Let me see. Maximize this one. Maximize. Hmm. Now next to the start you have arrow. Can you click on the arrow, please? Next to start.
The next is start.
At the left. No, no, no. On the top left. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, arrow. Okay.
Normal start. Yeah. Click on that.
Oh.
The virtual machine window will now be switched to scale mode. You go back to the window mode at any time by pressing host plus C. None of the host key is currently defined as right control. Note that, okay, host key is control and Note that the main menu bar is hidden at the scale of the browser. Okay. Fine. Click on switch and press host C.
Host
Once
is
it is
the Windows key.
no
Host.
no right key, right control. You have two control key, right hand side and C.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yep.
Where did it go? I can't see it now. Okay,
It
yeah.
went to
Now
my.
you have option. Yeah, you on the top you have option. Click on input,
Oh, that's right. Input
keyboard,
keyboard.
and insert. Yes, that's the one. Click on that one. Put in your password. First, you need to change the name. Okay.
Okay.
Go to local server.
Okay. Local server. Computer name.
Change. Yeah, change it to domain. And similarly, you will have to change the name of another two servers which you will create later as database and SCCMPS.
Okay.
Yeah, click OK. Have you added that role? The
No, I haven't done anything yet.
okay. So you'll have to add that role and make this server as a domain controller and join all other computers to the domain. You'll be able to do
Okay.
it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You'll have to assign a static IP address to all the boxes.
Okay.
Okay. If you face any problem, tomorrow we will get this done. And guys, those who are going on Azure setup, you will have to watch the video and perform the same step what we have done in Jaswinder's computer today. Okay, let me just share my screen and give you a recap what we did. You guys can see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we have done so far, um, we created a resource group, resource one, okay, and then we created a virtual network, VNet1. Then we created 4 computers in that resource group. The first one is a domain controller, then database, and then SCCM and a client computer. All 4 computers are connected to the same VNet and in same location, central US. And all of them are connected to each other. And then we promoted this as a domain controller and joined all of them to the domain. And I'll just share this one. So subscribe with Azure free trial, created 3 virtual servers, put them on the same LAN network and same resource group, install Active Directory DS role in domain controller, promoted that as a domain controller, and the DNS name is domain name is lab.com. IP address we have not. This is for local setup. We configure DNS in the virtual network, and then we restarted all the computers, joined all the computers to the domain. So far we created 4 computers and a domain and joined all of them to a domain controller. That's what we have done so far. Any question from anyone?
No.
Jaswinder,
No, I'm just
were you
stopping
able
the
to?
session now. I think we are done for today. I could add the client machine also into a domain,
Yeah.
and I've just stopped the services just to.
Yeah, no worries. You will have to stop all the servers. Right click on each one of the servers, right?
Done.
Like this. I'll just show you like this and stop. You have start option, but
Correct.
you have to click on stop. It should be
Yes.
something like this, stop deallocated. That means the resources which we are using, that will be assigned to somebody else. Only the hard disk will be available, the virtual hard disk, but the RAM and CPU, we will, you know, free up those resources so that other people can utilize it.
Right.
Clear, guys?
Yes.
So make
Vikas,
sure when you are done, Yeah, give me 1 minute, Joy. Make sure when you are done with the session or your practice, you have to stop the server. Otherwise, they will keep on charging for unnecessary usage. Okay. Yeah. Joy, you have a
Yeah.
question?
Could you please send a video for this today so I could set it up?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank
Yes.
Send the video
Okay.
to us as
So,
well for
hmm,
the local setup. Send the video to us as well for the local setup.
for the local setup, we have not
Yeah.
done the local setup today. You know, the other video you say, the previous videos where we have done the local setup.
Yeah, if you can just send previous videos, that will be great. And
Okay. I'll
same
have to
time, if
look
you
for it.
make a video for this local setup also, we can try it on local machines. Local machines.
Right. So tomorrow, we what we did in Isaiah's computer, we have the local setup. So tomorrow we will be doing, you know, helping Isaiah's with local setup as well. So tomorrow you can see those things.
Okay.
Got it?
Uh,
You don't need an extra video for that. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. I hope the session was informative. We'll meet again tomorrow, same time. 7 a.m. IST, that is 9:30 EST PM, evening 9:30 EST. Uh, Today we had some issues with the links. The previous link was not working. That's the reason we had to create a new link. So we'll meet again same time.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye.